For school, he wasn't there. I took a second and walked through the house looking for him.
Yeah. Y'all come in. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in your country. Shout out to the workers. Okay, I'm gonna take y'all back. Uh Shout out to the workers, shout out to teachers and students and the principal and good old real deal. But y'all, we're gonna come in tonight and this morning, noon and afternoon. And real deal, we got to talk about this, okay? Let me turn my light up a little bit. Let me turn my light up a little bit because I can't look at it, dog. Okay. Uh, y'all make sure you hit the like button, okay? Very important that y'all hit the like button for them, okay? Okay, I want y'all to listen to something. Let's start that right here. Now, on Nancy Grace, on Nancy Grace show, she had Sebastian mom on there, biological mom, and she had the stepfather on there. Y'all, for some reason, the vibe is giving something is giving me the vibe about the mom. I'm getting a not a good vibe about the mom. Okay, if dad was at work, where the dog pick up a funny scent where the hospital is, what was she doing in that house? Did she have company? I want to know, did the mom have company? Something is telling me that the mother had either had company or wasn't paying him no attention, or if it was somebody over there to their house that wasn't supposed to be in that house that night, allegedly. I believe, see, the strangest thing is something happened to Sebastian when he was a young boy, okay? Because of her. And it affected him. Now, we have not seen nobody from this mother's side help with the research. I ain't seen her mom. I ain't seen her, if she have a sister, if she have a brother, a cousin, or none of her people looking for Sebastian. Him, I don't see. I don't hear from the mama, the daddy. I mean, nobody from their side of the family to look for those kids, to look for Sebastian. Now, y'all, okay. The mom claimed, allegedly said that they was out of town. Their dad was out in Memphis. The stepfather was in Memphis. Let me ask y'all something. Now I'm jumping out the box. I'm gonna jump way up out the box, okay? And then in this particular live with Nancy Grace, I want y'all to listen to what is going to be said. But we listened to it once, but y'all gotta pay attention to what they said. Where the dog keep picking up scents. The dog keep picking up this boy's scent. Pick it at the construction site. Pick it up going to the water. What's going on here? The dog scent, not the dog scent. I apologize, y'all just don't know. Okay, let me calm down. The dog picked up Sebastian scent on the construction site where say house where the hospital is. Y'all remember when what's the name? JT, JR took us down there. Down there. You know the man. So, sorry if I said name wrong. Okay, now, mom is very irresponsible. Why did she have to pick up the niece? How old is the niece that she picked up? Is this the same person that she picked up the last time when he was younger? Who is this person that she said she picked up her niece? He knows she lied. Now, y'all, I'm about to jump out the box. Why wouldn't he want to speak to Sebastian? Not Sebastian, but Seth. Y'all listen to me now. Listen to me. I know my viewers, I know y'all gonna watch this. I know y'all gonna watch this when y'all wake up. I want to put it out there. Okay, my phone needed charge up last time. Need to be charging up now. This lady give me the vibe that she had company, and I hope for Lord knows, Lord knows that I hope she ain't myself ain't hooked up. I ain't trying to be funny. Somebody that she hooked up with while this man was at work, if he was at work, and he hot about it. Now, when Sebastian went missing, they didn't want to talk to the daddy, and I couldn't understand it. Then all of a sudden they start to communicate a tiny bit. Cause first Sap said they wasn't communicating with him. But listen to this, y'all. Listen. Y'all better listen to me. I'm telling y'all, I got this vibe ain't right.
He'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast or something, because he did that sometimes.
See, she talking like
3 minutes in, give or take.
Oh, look, y'all.
On the phone with my husband.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know how this lady talking? She talking like she have left that boy. Or look how he looking. He mad at her. I ain't trying to be on his side, y'all. But he's so angry with her. I believe that lady right there fooled around on him. I believe she said, see, go back. Let me put what she just said then. Hold up, y'all. She got caught. Hold on. I don't know who she fooled around with. I don't know who was over their house.
I took a second.
But that little boy know that person who was over to their house. That little boy know the person who was over to their house. She either left Sebastian in the house alone, allegedly, or she left Sebastian over somebody's house, allegedly. He know what she did. He is angry because she's irresponsible. And y'all can't tell me if this is stepdad, he should be hugging her, rubbing her shoulder and stuff. He is angry and mad about something. What is it that he mad about? What was she doing on the night when Sebastian really missing? What was she doing? Who was over her house? She giving me some kind of vibe. This lady right here. Okay, let's figure out.
The house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get or something, because he did that sometimes.
That's fake. It's fake smile.
3 minutes in, give or take. I was on the phone with my husband. I said, I can't find him. He said, what do you mean you can't find him? I said, he's not in the house.
Can't find him. Where is he?
And
in the last days, we learned that the official law enforcement search is actually scaling back. This as TikTokers and YouTubers are flooding the area, conducting their own searches. Listen to Eric Craddock, Chief Deputy, Sumner County Sheriff's.
Really wanted to come to the community and ask for your help. We need you to search your properties every day, morning and night. If there's a shed or a crawl space or up under your mobile home or a tarp that's in your yard, check it every morning and check it every night. Look for any details that something has been disturbed. If there's a shirt that was there today that wasn't there yesterday, notify us. You can really help us by searching your own property twice a day. Like I said, we're operating under the assumption that Sebastian walked off, and we really need your help to ensure that he is brought.
Yeah, when they had the flashlight, they don't want to let y'all know, allegedly, that the light that y'all saw around the house allegedly had something to do with him being missing. See, allegedly the daddy, I'm telling y'all what I'm saying, they allegedly that father, what the father did was stepdad went out of town so she can do what she got to do with Sebastian. She knew what was going on with Sebastian, and she don't care. But she knew he gonna be safe wherever he is. That's those two flashlights that y'all. Okay, come on now. I read on report. You want me to report you too? I tell you what, I'm gonna report you. Hold on, y'all. Let me report this person for harassment and bullying. Okay. 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 I just report him for harassing me. Who else want to troll this morning? I'm gonna report them. I'm reporting trolls. Now let me get back to my content. Finish working. Okay. Foreign people. Okay, here we go. Back to what I was saying. The father, see, you're gonna make me forget what I said, and I'm talking very important. Okay, so right now this is the landfill. They check to see where they dump the trash at. Okay.
Home safely.
I forget what I was saying.
We are trying to determine what happened when this young boy, an autistic young boy, seemingly walked.
See, this not the little boy. This is not the little boy that they think that they thought that was Sebastian. No, his clothes went like this. He can't dress now. He didn't look like he kind of favored him. Everybody have a twin. Okay. But we ain't finished now. We're gonna listen to what the stepmama said. Not the stepmama. We're gonna see what the scent. They keep picking up his scent.
Out of his own home in the middle of the night, we think barefoot. How did that happen?
No.
I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you
I
for
don't
being
know.
with us here at Crime Stories and
Hold up. I'm supposed to be way up here. Hold up, yeah. Hold up.
an autistic young boy, seemingly biological mother and his stepfather, who were in their home.
Pay attention
with
to this.
Sebastian, when he goes missing.
Okay. Listen to what he said. You remember the guy that attacked the guy who has his own channel? He said he went to but they mentioned something about at the construction site that they picked up, the dog picked up Sebastian scent. Yeah, they picked up Sebastian scent. Now, I don't believe, it's something about that because he wouldn't be outside the home. He don't have to leave outside the home to do this to him. He could have did this from his home. And let's listen to this. Listen to what he said.
To both of the Proudfoots, thank you for being with us. I want to go straight back to when Sebastian goes missing. Miss Proudfoot, I understand that the day before, which would have been Sunday, if I've got the information correct, that you guys went out, you went to dinner, you went to somewhere, I believe you said BJ's, where he had a quote, colossal popcorn. Then you
Yes,
came
ma'am.
home that night, and around 9 p.m., you tell Sebastian to go to bed. He says, okay, he goes to his room. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That night, I understand from previous statements you've made that you went.
Y'all, they don't look strange to y'all. They don't act strange to y'all. They don't do. They look strange to y'all. I'm just look like something wrong with them. Any drugs or anything involved? Because right now they look like they just out of it. They just look weird.
To bed around midnight. Is that correct?
It is.
And to you, Mr. Proudfoot, Chris Proudfoot, did you also go to bed at midnight or before or after?
No, ma'am. We went to bed around the same time because we were on the phone together.
Hold on. We went to bed around the same time because we was on the phone together. Now Nancy is going to ask Steve too. So this man some important question that I had wanted to know, and I appreciate her asking those questions. Okay, listen to this.
And
He was not home.
please excuse.
See how she taking up for him? Whoa, that bad. See, y'all ain't catching it. Y'all didn't catch it. Listen, she correcting him. The girl is correcting him. The Sebastian mama just straightened it out for y'all. He said that they see the way he said it. Okay, she have everybody thinking they was together the whole time. We thought they was at home in the bed together, right? He said that we was on the phone talking like together. Yeah, like you don't even know what's going on. She gonna straighten everything up so y'all can understand. Y'all gotta pick up with this girl who taking up for who. See, we could be looking at the wrong person. We need to be looking at her.
It is.
And to you, Mr. Proudfoot, Chris Proudfoot, did you also go to bed at midnight or before or after?
No, ma'am. We went to bed around the same time because we were on the phone together.
And
He was not home.
please excuse any of my questions. I'm simply trying to find out more about that night. Do you two sleep in the same bedroom?
He wasn't actually in the home at all that weekend.
Ah,
Christopher.
Oh. Did you hear what she said? Y'all, it's not, okay, if you have not been with us on this case right here, you don't know what's going on. But let me tell you, this lady said that he was with them this weekend. This woman told us that him, his niece, and her and Sebastian went to eat. Went to get the popcorn and stuff. And she messed up. He said he acted like he wasn't there. That what she said. He wasn't there all weekend. Y'all just heard her. She said he wasn't there all that weekend. So she lying. Nancy called them. Look at that face. Nancy called them. Nancy heard what I heard. He wasn't even there. But she put him there. The mama put him there.
you were not home.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so where were you, Mr. Proudfoot?
I was in Memphis, Tennessee.
How far away is that?
4 hours.
3 hours and 37 minutes from doorstep to doorstep.
And what were you doing in Memphis?
Working.
Where do you work?
I'm currently working, or was working, at the St. Jude Children's Hospital construction project.
Yes, I'm very familiar with St. Jude's. You said you were working there. Are you no longer working there?
Right now, that's up in the air.
Well, you've been gone ever since Sebastian went missing, so I understand. When you are home, do you two sleep in the same bedroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this a 3-bedroom home?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is your room as it relates to Sebastian's room?
It's on the opposite end of the house. The master bedroom's on one side, and the other 2 bedrooms are on the other side of the house.
Okay, so your master bedroom is on one side of the house and Sebastian's room is on the other side of the house. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, you have a 3rd bedroom that I believe you keep for your other daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the 3rd bedroom.
Is that Faith? Is your other daughter named Faith?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where is Faith's bedroom as it relates to Sebastian's bedroom?
It's in the back side of the house.
Yeah.
Sebastian's bedroom is
So
on the
it's-
front side of the house.
Okay. So his bed.
Sebastian's bedroom is in the front of the house. The master bedroom is on the other side of the house, and on the back end of the house, and their room is on one side of the house. So, how did she hit a boom from where she was to where Sebastian's room at?
Room is away from Faith's bedroom and away from your master bedroom. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Sebastian's room on a top floor or a ground level?
We have a ranch style house. It's a 1.5 or flat, and then you have the bonus room above the garage.
Okay. So his is on ground floor, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That morning, was there any sign of a break-in through a window, a front door, a back door, a sliding glass door, anything at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No sign of-
Listen, y'all. Listen. If he wasn't at home the weekend, y'all, listen. If he wasn't at home the weekend, why she lied to tell us that she went to eat with him? If he wasn't at home the weekend, who was in her garage? Who had a car in her garage? Who was there? And then she know what's going on. I'm getting vibes now that she knows what's going on. He doesn't. He found out what happened. Unless it's more on her than me. Stop, Camper. She is a problem for me.
Forced entry. Was anything taken from the home at all?
Not that we could find anything. We couldn't find any.
She don't care. She wasn't looking for nothing. Allegedly. She looking at the vision. Look. Y'all don't see the stare in these people's eyes. They know exactly what happened to Sebastian. And mama neglection, allegedly, probably neglection, not being a responsible mother. And something happened. And she knows. And he knows now. Look at his eyes. What did he do to her? Or what did she do to him? Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now listen to this, y'all.
Anything missing?
I want to circle back to Sebastian's shoes regarding if anything was missing. Do you have a burglar alarm?
No, ma'am.
Do you have a ring
Why
doorbell
she
camera?
don't have a burglar alarm? Why she don't have an alarm on her house? I don't understand that. Why doesn't she have an alarm on her house?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have the two of you taken a polygraph?
I have.
I have not.
Would you be
Okay. I have. I have not. I don't believe she passed the polygraph test, y'all. He didn't. He said he haven't taken the polygraph test, but she said she did because she know what happened to her son.
willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
Ain't that something? See, they had us thinking that he didn't want to take a polygraph test. That man don't even know what's going on, y'all. Only person know what's going on is this woman right here. This woman be doing something she ain't got no business doing. Allegedly. But I think that's what it is. I believe some drugs or something she do.
I understand. Ms. Proudfoot, did you pass your polygraph?
I did.
What they ask you.
Those questions out of the way.
Thank you. Thank you, Grace. I just said the same thing. Grace said, what kind of question did they ask her? They must not ask her the things that they probably asked her some easy question.
Was Faith in the home when Sebastian went missing?
No.
No, ma'am.
Told you. See, they didn't ask her though. That's the question they need to be asking her. Different questions like that. They didn't ask that lady right there the problem, y'all. I'm telling y'all. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Does anyone else have a key to your home beside your immediate family?
Thank you.
No.
No, ma'am.
I don't believe that.
That night, Miss Proudfoot, at midnight when you went to bed, what did you do until midnight?
I had been reading a chapter that I needed to, and I had been talking to my husband on the phone. I was falling asleep.
You been reading what kind of chapter? This lady looks so pale and so out of it to me, y'all. Look at her. Look at her. She don't look. That lady been doing something she ain't got no business doing. We looking at the wrong person right here. We done heard some mean stuff about him, but I think it's a lot of mean stuff about her.
Sleep on him, so that's when he told me it was around midnight. He told me to go ahead and put the dogs up and go to bed, and that's what I did. I got up, put the dogs where they sleep, and then I myself went to bed.
Where do they sleep?
They have a big pen.
Where do they sleep?
A pen, is it inside or outside?
Inside.
Inside where?
Inside. That reminds me of another question. Do you guys
No, you should have asked her, do the dogs stay in the room in there with Sebastian? Because I want to know where the dogs be. Because my dog be in here. So that would have been a good question.
motion sensor light or lights on the outside of your house?
Yes, we do have lights on the outside of our house.
Did they activate that night?
They're not motion censored. We have lights.
Were they
but not
on that
motion
night?
censored.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Were they on that night? So the lights were out the whole night?
Yes, ma'am. We don't typically turn the floodlights on.
Why?
Were there any lights outside the house on at all?
Thank you.
Just my little solar lights that we have in the garden.
There's
Yep.
2 lights on the side of the house above the garage that are on at all times.
Oh yeah, those are on.
Yeah, this girl right here, I think she's a cheater. Allegedly, she a cheater. She does things with a whole lot of people. And he don't like it. And she's wearing him out. She does. If she gets in trouble, she do something and she doing something she ain't got no business doing. And she can't stay focused.
Oh, there's a light above the garage. It's on at all times?
There's 2. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So those lights were on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because I heard you say earlier, Mr. Proudfoot, that your neighbors have been very, very forthcoming with their Ring camera info. And I was
Yes,
trying to determine if any lights were on, what, if anything, they may have caught. But I understand from your previous interviews that nothing of any evidentiary value was caught. And also, in another statement you gave, I understand that the video of the 2 flashlights, and I'm saying that with air quotes, that's not exactly what that was at all. We now don't believe that 2 flashlights were observed around your home. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're very correct.
Okay. Question regarding your vehicles. Ms. Proudfoot, what make and model do you drive?
I drive a Infinity SUV.
Yeah. Do you see how long it took that lady to think what kind of car she had? You see, she is out of it, y'all. Cause she know what happened to that boy. And he know now, cause she told him. She know exactly what happened to Sebastian. And I don't know if she regret, but she done did things before when he was younger. She know what she did. And he protecting her. Where's her mother? Where's her father? Where's her siblings?
Year?
2017.
And sir, what do you drive?
I drive a diesel truck, Chevrolet.
Well, yeah.
Year?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a 2021.
Oh, so she driving a 217 pretty good because mine's a 218 and it's nice. And he drives the upper car, the upper truck to get back and forth to work. Mm-mm.
So your Infinity SUV was parked in the garage or outside the garage that night, Miss Proudfoot?
In the garage.
In the garage. And Mr. Proudfoot, your vehicle was on location in Memphis. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So there's only one car at the home. Is that right?
There was actually a work vehicle in the driveway at the time as well, but it hasn't moved. We can't give out that information from her work.
What?
I don't understand that. What?
Me either.
About the make and model of the vehicle.
I have a work van that was also parked in the driveway.
What?
Why is that? If it's out in the driveway where people.
Wait a minute. What she just say? Wait a minute. I didn't understand. Then she just said, hold on, let me do this right quick. Why she can't get information on that car? Man, they full of mess.
People can see it. Why is that privileged information?
We just don't have permission from her company to divulge that information.
Have you asked?
So she has a company truck. Boy, these folks, if they ain't acting weird to me, I don't care what nobody say. This girl here is look stoned out. She look like she's zoned. And he look like he's zoned. Look like they out on something.
No, ma'am, we have not. Nobody has asked us that
that
question.
was- Okay, so you have a work van. Question to you, Ms. Proudfoot, what do you do for a living?
I am an installation technician.
That night, was the work van blocking your driveway? Could someone go in and out of your driveway?
The van is parked at the back of my driveway, so someone can pull in, yes.
Got it. Do you park your Infinity SUV in the garage or outside the garage?
In the garage.
In the garage. Do you have an automatic garage door?
With the clicker.
Right. Do you leave that up or down at night?
Down.
Could anybody lift it up? Like, is there an on and off button outside, or do you have to know a code or have the clicker to open it?
You'd have to know the code or have the clicker.
Does Sebastian know the code?
Not to the garage door, but to the man doors.
Not to the garage door, but to the house doors?
The regular door, yes.
So is there a code to get in your home, or do you use a regular key?
There's a code.
And he knows that code?
Yes, ma'am.
Daughter had one.
Question, I'm just trying to figure out how he would have gotten out, or if somebody came into the home. Could they have gotten through the garage door? No, unless they know the code or had the clicker, which they did not. Do you lock your doors at night?
Yes, ma'am.
Could he have left on his own through those doors?
He could, yes, ma'am.
But I heard in another interview where Mr. Proudfoot said he was not a, quote, wanderer. He didn't wander around. He had never left the home before on his own. Is that right?
Correct. We haven't had issues with him running or taking off in the past.
That lady space out.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of questions regarding the doors. Do you have any home surveillance, anything at all that would have given us an idea or a clue if the door had been opened or not, or a window?
Not directly from our house.
Well, then from where?
That's what we were hoping, that neighborhood ring cameras and may have picked something up.
Gotcha. I want to go back to that night. You said you were up till midnight. You were reading something. What were you reading?
A chapter for school.
A chapter for school. Are you in school?
I was, yes, ma'am. I've since dropped my classes for the time.
What are you studying?
Business administration.
Business administration.
Gotcha.
Hello, guys.
Where do you go to school?
DeVry.
So that night you go to bed at midnight after you've been talking to Mr. Proudfoot on the phone. You put the dogs away in a cage, a crate, inside the home, and you Sebastian at that time.
I did not.
Why?
Okay. Do you normally?
Not typically. Since he's gotten older, I've not been checking on him as frequently throughout the night because normally he's good to go in his room once he goes to bed.
So he has illness. He's diagnosed with something, and you don't go check on your son at night. Your son, 15 years old in 8th grade. You don't go check on your son. That lady had company, y'all. She had company that night.
Earlier you had stated you heard a noise in his room before you went to bed. What time was that?
Around 10 o'clock.
10. I thought she said 10. She heard the noise around 10. Let me back that back up a bit.
You were up till midnight. You were reading something. What were you reading?
A chapter for school.
A chapter for school. Are you in school?
I was, yes, ma'am. I've since dropped my classes for the time.
What are you studying?
Business administration.
Gotcha. Where do you go to school?
DeVry.
Y'all, these people don't act like they don't act like they don't act weird, y'all. Y'all, these people don't act like they space out to y'all. I know they got to be spaced out. There ain't nobody asked them do that. Do they pop pills or what? They do something. They own something. I mean, she spaced out. And he is too.
So that night you go to bed at midnight after you've been talking to Mr. Proudfoot on the phone. You put the dogs away in a cage, a crate, inside the home, and you go to bed. Did you check on Sebastian at that time?
I did not.
Okay. Do you normally?
Not typically. Since he's gotten older, I've not been checking on him as frequently throughout the night because normally he's good to go in his room once he goes to bed.
Earlier you had stated you heard a noise in his room before you went to bed. What time was that?
Around 10 o'clock.
10 p.m. What did it sound like?
Just a thud.
Okay.
A thud.
How could hold on?
You stated that you said
How could she just hear that in her room, way on the other side of her house, and his room in front of the house? Come on, lady, tell the truth. You're not even telling the truth. See, you don't want your husband to know your son is safe. That's what it sounds like. That you don't want him to know that your son is safe. You want him to think that your son is missing. You are protecting your son from something. Because you can't hear that noise if you're in the room, your room on the other side of the house, and he's on this side of the house. You can't hear that noise, lady. You gotta tell the truth.
And look, I don't care what you're doing in there. Go to bed. Is that right?
I was on the couch, which is near his room, and I said, Bubba, did you fall out?
Listen. Now she gonna say, she said, Bubba, did you fall out the bed? She didn't tell us that at first. She said, go to bed. Go to bed. Her room is on the other side of the house. She ain't just hitting on thumb and said, whatever you're doing, go to bed. Now she said she laying on the sofa. They laid on told y'all 2 different lies. Now she gonna say she on the sofa.
On the bed, and he said, no, ma'am. And I said, well, whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to sleep.
So you heard his voice at 10 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any idea what the sound actually was?
I do not, no.
And you didn't get up
If he
either.
were to go out his window, what would he step on?
Mulch and bushes.
Did you say mulch or mush?
Mulch.
Mulch.
Mulch. Okay. Got it. Has he ever gone out the window before?
No, ma'am.
Is his room on the front of the house or the back of the house?
Front.
Front.
Front. Do any of your neighbors' ring cams point toward your house? Could they pick that up?
They do, but it's so dark that they can only see after it gets so dark at night, they can only see certain things where there's light.
I thought there were the 2 lights on.
That what you
On the
said?
opposite side of the house.
Okay. Can we talk about Sebastian's shoes? Why are you convinced Sebastian left without shoes on? Or are you?
Well, the reason that came about is because all of his shoes are accounted for inside the house still.
Hold on. Accounted for inside the house. So that means that the shoes that y'all trying to, that you all think that we saw, if the shoes, all his shoes was accounted for inside the house, then those weren't Sebastian's shoes that we saw the boy today. Y'all remember somebody put them shoes? Somebody could have added, that lady could have added those shoes on that boy's feet. You don't know.
Positive.
I'm positive.
How do you know what clothes he was wearing?
The clothes that we described are the ones I saw him in when he went to bed.
That morning, you woke up at 6 o'clock. Is that the normal time you wake up?
Yeah, hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
This little boy right here. This little boy right here. Hold on. Sebastian right here. Hold on. Where he go? Wait. This doesn't even look like him right here. I can't find it. Right. Hold on, y'all. I don't know where I was. Hold on, y'all. I ain't no here.
Your Infinity SUV in the garage or outside the garage?
In the garage.
In the garage. Do you have an automatic garage door?
With the clicker.
Right. Do you leave that up or down at night?
Down.
Could anybody lift it up? Like, is there an on and off button outside, or do you have to know a code or have the clicker to open it?
You'd have to know the code or have the clicker.
Does Sebastian know the code?
Not to the garage door, but to the man doors.
Not to the garage door, but to the house doors?
The regular door, yes.
So is there a code to get in your home, or do you use a regular key?
There's a code.
And he knows that code.
Yes, ma'am.
Question, I'm just trying to figure out how he would have gotten out or if somebody came into the home. Could they have gotten through the garage door? No, unless they know the code or had the clicker, which they did not. Do you lock your doors at night?
Yes, ma'am.
Could he have left on his own through those doors?
He could, yes, ma'am.
But I heard in another interview where Mr. Proudfoot said he was not a, quote, wanderer. He didn't wander around. He had never left the home before on his own. Is that right?
Correct. We haven't had issues with him running or taking off in the past.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask a couple of questions
I'm
regarding
gonna tell
the
y'all
door.
something. Somebody watching them. Somebody watched them. She knows she is keeping secrets. That lady is keeping secrets.
Do you have any home surveillance, anything at all that would have given us an idea or a clue if the door had been opened or not, or a window?
Not directly from our house.
Well, then from where?
That's what we were hoping that neighborhood ring cameras and may have picked something up.
Gotcha. I want to go back.
I'm just surprised y'all don't have a door ring with your son in his situation. You got a nice house, but you don't have a door ring?
To that night. You said you were up till midnight. You were reading something. What were you reading?
A chapter for school.
A chapter for school. Are you in school?
I was, yes, ma'am. I've since dropped my classes for the time.
What are you studying?
Business administration.
Gotcha. Where do you go to school?
Divine.
Yeah, this lady is not happy. I know she's not supposed to be happy right now, but she don't supposed to be this way. She's not like a sad situation. It's like more like a scary situation. They look kind of scary to me.
So that night you go to bed at midnight after you've been talking to Mr. Proudfoot on the phone. You put the dogs away in a cage, a crate inside the home, and you go to bed. Did you check on Sebastian at that time?
I did not.
Okay. Do you normally?
Not typically. Since he's gotten older, I've not been checking on him as frequently throughout the night because normally he's good to go in his room once he goes to bed.
No, Daddy probably said, stepdad probably said, let that boy, just tell that boy to go on in there and go to bed and all that like that. You ain't got to teach him, treat him like a baby. You know how some men's are.
Earlier you had stated you heard a noise in his room before you went to bed. What time was that?
Around 10 o'clock.
10 p.m. What did it sound like?
Just a thud.
A thud.
How that sound?
You stated that you said, look, I don't care what you're doing in there, go to bed. Is that right?
I was on the couch, which is near his room, and I said, Bubba, did you fall out of the bed? And he said, no, ma'am. And I
Look, y'all, she don't change that whole thing. She said, look, she told what Nancy said, what she said earlier. She told us earlier, she said, you better go. I don't know what you're doing in there. You better go to bed. Now she's saying she didn't say that. She said she was in the living room on the sofa. That lady right here is sick.
I said, well, whatever you're doing in there, knock it off and go to sleep.
So you heard his voice at 10 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any idea what the sound actually was?
I do not know.
What?
If he were to go out his window, what would he step on?
Mulch and bushes.
Did you say mulch or mush?
Mulch.
Mulch.
Mulch. Okay. Got it. Has he ever gone out the window before?
No, ma'am.
Is his room on the front of the house or the back of the house?
Front.
Front.
Front. Do any of your neighbors' ring cams point toward your house? Could they pick that up?
They do, but it's so dark that they can only see it. After it gets so dark at night, they can only see certain things where there's light.
Well, you had a light on.
I thought there were the two lights on.
On the opposite side of the house.
Okay. Can we talk about Sebastian's shoes? Why are you convinced Sebastian left without shoes on? Or are you?
Well, the reason that came about is because all of his shoes are accounted for inside the house still.
Are you positive?
I'm positive.
Why is he dressed like this? Hold on. Like
I'm
that.
positive.
Why is he dressed like this? Why they got him dressed like this? This don't even look like the same little boy. But he sure look like his daddy right here. This don't look like the same little boy unless he just ain't had no haircut. He look different than this little boy right here.
How do you know what clothes he was wearing?
The clothes that we described are the ones I saw him in when he went to bed.
That morning, you woke up at 6 o'clock. Is that the normal time you wake up?
He look different right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a heavy sleeper?
Off and on.
Do you take any medication at night that
Thank
would
you.
make you sleep?
No, ma'am.
Yes, she takes something. You take something. And I'm glad Nancy asked you the question that I'm asking. Because you say you're on and off sleeper. Sleep, you're on and off like that. You take something. Or you using something.
But you heard nothing.
I did not know.
So we know he is alive and well at 10 p.m. At 6 a.m. He's gone. You say he's never left before. Is that right?
Correct. He's never run off before.
And can I confirm, where was his bio dad at the time he went missing?
I believe he was at work in Nashville.
Had there been any family argument or altercation prior to him going missing?
No, ma'am.
And Mr. Proudfoot, when did you leave town?
Early February.
Where
So-
the what?
You had been gone for days before he went missing. Is that correct?
Correct,
Weeks.
ma'am.
Wow. Nancy got them again. Nancy got you again, girl. You lied to us. Nancy caught you in another lie. They need to investigate this woman. She claimed that he went with them. That lady, where's her mom? Because she don't look happy. Where's her siblings? Was she adopted? They need to question her. That lady right there up to no good, y'all. It's not him. We've been thinking it's him. It's her. He ain't even been there in February. He wasn't there, period.
You visited home since you left?
You said from when I initially left.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I came home February 26th, the morning I was told that he was missing.
Wow. Now they trying to correct themselves. Look at them. They trying to make some correction. Now he said that he was there on the 26th. He came back on the 26th. Boy, these folks full of mess.
From the time that you left for the job in Memphis to February 26th, did you visit the home?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
I was home. I can't give exact dates. Law enforcement has told me not to provide exact dates,
No, they didn't.
but I had been home multiple times prior to February. And then I left early February and then didn't come back till February 26th, the morning he was missing.
So you were not home from the time you left early February till Feb 26. Is that right?
Correct, ma'am.
Ooh.
Where were you living in Memphis?
I have an RV trailer that I stay in at an RV park.
RV park. Okay. Following back up on that morning, you search the home, Miss Proudfoot. Then you get in your vehicle and you start searching. Did Sebastian know how to drive?
No, ma'am.
Was your car in the same location when you woke up that morning as it was the night before?
Yes, ma'am.
Has your car been searched by police?
Multiple times. Yes, ma'am.
Multiple times.
Have scent dogs looked at your car?
Yes, ma'am.
So your car's in the same place. You get in the car, you start looking in the neighborhood for him. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you call Mr. Proudfoot, right?
I believe I was already on the phone with him at that point.
Okay. Question. Who called 911?
I did.
You did.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
time?
Without looking at a call log, I can't give you the exact time, but on or about.
And had you guys been talking on the phone before 6 a.m. or did you initially call Mr. Proudfoot at the time you realized Sebastian was gone?
I called him when I realized Sebastian was gone.
Have you guys been out looking for Sebastian?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We were given information that you guys have left the home. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I'm going back to work.
You're going back to work. What about you, Miss Proudfoot?
And I'm not going back to work. Not yet, at least.
Did you leave the home?
Y'all see how she acting? She acting weird. But you know what? She don't want him to know where Sebastian is. She don't want him to know nothing.
Home also, Miss Proudfoot?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
To accompany my husband going back to work, and then I'm coming back.
Okay, when will you be back? Do you know yet?
No, not yet.
Are you concerned about being away while the search is ongoing?
Absolutely, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Then why are you going?
Thank you.
Because my son could be anywhere, and we're looking everywhere and anywhere.
What? She full of junk.
I've got a question for you.
Yes,
I want
ma'am.
to find out about Mr. Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a belt. What happened?
That was actually several years ago, and it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot.
on-
To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot. Mr. Proudfoot, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were asking Katie.
He spaced out.
Sebastian got in trouble. He got caught lying. And I had asked him, I said, hey, you got to have a punishment for this. He says, yes, sir. And I said, okay. So I gave him a swat with a belt on his buttocks on the outside of his clothes, one swat.
What did he lie about?
Honestly, I don't remember at the time, but it was probably something dealing with school because that's majority where his issues lie.
Did he have other issues at school?
Some behavioral stuff, but nothing too crazy.
What kind of behavioral stuff?
He has a hard time. He's like awkwardly socially. Like,
Wait a
with
minute.
students.
Hold
So
on.
it's a little.
Hold on. That ain't what the teacher said. What I do with the paper? I put the paper up. Teacher said he smile all the time. See, he smile all the time. He's a good child. He's this, that. What I do with my paper, my notes, where my notes put up. Well, it was a lot they said good about him, but you saying he bad in school.
He's trying to figure out how to do it, but respecting people's space. He gets a little too close. And then kids don't.
Y'all hear that? Look at the mama. Respecting people's space because he get too close. Listen to what he said. This is what he going through now, y'all. This is what happened to him when he was a young. The mama let that happen in her house to him. So now he just love to be up under people like that. Look at him. That's why he don't get him their space. Because he going through something. And his daddy say he put him in therapy. She know it. Look at her.
Really accept that too much, so it kind of causes an issue. But he'll not stop and he continues on. So then it causes an issue, and instead of being honest about it, he'll lie. Like, no, I didn't. Okay.
You see, listen to what he telling y'all. He telling y'all a story. He's telling y'all a storyline. That what happened to him when he was young. That's what Sap was saying, that she let somebody younger than him do something to him. This is what he's telling y'all. But he got a whipping. He got a spanking for something that happened to him. But he blaming his son. She know what's going on. She protected her son. He's somewhere safe. Allegedly.
Hey, Sebastian.
We're lying about doing
Was that the first time? Was that the first time you had ever hit him with a belt?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
I don't think you tell the truth.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
It probably at least 3 years ago.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint.
That's right.
How were they
That-
alerted
that-
that you hit him with a
That
belt?
did not turn into a CPS service call.
What it turned into?
There were other CPS reports, right? Were they regarding your other child?
The CPS, Grace, is when something happened, he don't want to tell you. I just told them what he did. What happened to him when he was a little boy. And mama know. She want to sit there with her mouth all glued.
There is one in regards to my daughter that I know of out in New Mexico with my ex-wife and myself.
What happened?
At the time, my ex-wife had fled to New Mexico with my daughter. We were going through a custody and a divorce case at that time. And at the time, when I would call and try to check in on my daughter, I could never reach my ex-wife at that time. So a welfare check was requested. Law enforcement told me to call CPS if I had concerns. So I called CPS. Law enforcement did make a welfare call, and that was it.
And
No,
how does that turn into a CPS complaint?
because
against
he
you?
ain't telling you the truth.
I have no idea, ma'am. There's a lot of misinformation out there right now in regards to my New Mexico case that actually has no relevance to the Sebastian case.
Then was there even a CPS complaint against you in New Mexico?
Not that I am aware of. And my attorney and myself are well educated on my case, and there's nothing that we know of.
Mm-hmm. That ain't what your ex said.
Was there a TRO taken out against you regarding
Yes, ma'am.
your daughter?
Not a TRO, but a TPO.
A temporary protective order. Why was that taken out?
So in regards to that case, my ex-wife had a TPO put against her in Tennessee at the time. When we went to court, that got dissolved. I was ordered to hand my daughter back over to my ex-wife at the time. She gets in a truck. She fleds to New Mexico. 2 days later, she files one in retaliation.
Oh, man, y'all a trouble family.
Is it still in place?
Yes.
No, ma'am, that was dropped within, I think, 2 weeks of it being put in place.
Jesus.
I've got a question about the belt incident. You're telling me that was the only time that you ever hit Sebastian with a belt.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're also telling me that did not make it to CPS?
No, ma'am, that did not.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Regarding Faith's furniture.
Faith.
Yes,
A few
ma'am.
days after Sebastian goes missing, did you replace furniture in Faith's room?
No, ma'am, I have not replaced any furniture in my daughter's room.
Is there any new furniture in the home?
Yes, ma'am, there's a bed that was given to me and it's currently in my garage.
Whoa. You about to get rid of Sebastian bed, huh? So y'all already know where Sebastian at, right? Because y'all about to get rid of his bed. Oh, allegedly. Right, Mama? Okay, Mama.
Has anything been taken out of the home?
No, ma'am.
I was curious about a statement that Miss Proudfoot made earlier that canine dogs hit on.
Listen to this, y'all. What the K9 dog hit on.
The barn around the home and near a retention pond. Did that happen?
I'm not sure about the barn, but the retention pond, yes.
Because
Retention pond. So that dog picked up that boy scent by the retention pond, and then they sit out there and they come find him. Maybe he bought it on float all the way around somewhere else then. They might need to get back in the boat and get in that water. And the body may be still floating out there.
law enforcement says the dogs did not hit, but Miss
There's
Proudfoot
been
says they did hit around the retention pond.
So there's been a lot of miscommunication in regards to what is and what is not.
Yeah, the truth
To help clear that up, law enforcement has actually with me, showed me a few things. What I can tell you is from day one, there was 5 dogs that started the scent for the search. And then after that, from the next 8 days out from that, there have been dogs from all over the country that have come in and done searches and had scent hits in various locations. But I would say a certain percentage of them tend to go toward the same spot, which would have been a retention pond.
What?
So
Wait a minute. So what? So the dog picked the scent up right there at the retention pond, and they sit out there and drain that pond, and then they can't find nothing? Something ain't right about that. Something ain't right about that.
Law enforcement dogs did not hit on the retention pond. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying they did. There
They
was
did.
at least 3 that I know for a fact that did hit on the retention pond.
Y'all hear that? Look at him, Nancy looking like me. Oh, let me plug this photo. Hold on, y'all. They plug this up. Nancy looking like me now. They picked up scent, y'all. What is it that they not telling us? They told them. Hold on for a minute. Hold on, y'all. Let me put this plug in here. They told them, but they didn't tell us. Boy, these folks, some else, boy. Not ain't talking about the mama them. So they picked up at least 3 of the dogs picked up the scent. Okay. He said for a fact. He know for a fact that it did hit on the retention. If he telling us the truth. Dang. Wow.
And the pond has been drained, correct? And there was nothing there.
Yes, ma'am. They have walked it, drained it, and there's nothing. The retention pond was only knee deep anyways.
On one occasion, Mr. Proudfoot, you stated that you and Mrs. Proudfoot have been, quote, vetted and cleared of foul play. That was stated on Chronicles of Olivia. Is that true? What do you mean by that?
Yes. So after working with law enforcement of all agencies, they have actually told us that there is no foul play, no nefarious issues. We've been cleared of all wrongdoing. We are working extremely cooperative with all law enforcement agencies at any point in time that they've called, come to the house, anything.
Somebody lying. Somebody lying. Y'all telling lies. Somebody telling lies. This don't even sound right. And she's sitting there looking like that. These folks act weird, especially her.
Was Sebastian angry or upset before he disappeared?
No, ma'am.
Not to my knowledge.
What is your...
Tell the truth, woman. He wasn't there, so, but he said he came back on the 26th. See, you have the whole house to you. No telling what you doing in that house.
Your theory about where is Sebastian?
I wish I knew where he was, to be honest.
Your theory.
I think it's possible that someone has my son.
Why you think that? Why do you think that? Why you don't think that he's who would have your son? And why would they have your son? Why would you even say that someone has my son? That man right there lost. He wasn't at home. You were there.
Why?
Because I feel like if he had been close to the house or had walked off, that we would found him by now with as many people as we had searching.
Have you checked his social media?
I'm gonna tell you something.
He doesn't.
Yes, he do. That boy, you'll be surprised if them kids know how to work them computers. And y'all need to start saying that he don't know how to be on that computer. I bet he do. I bet that boy do know how to work that computer.
Social media.
Have you checked his phone?
His phone has been thoroughly checked, yes, ma'am.
Have you handed your phones to police, both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Has police searched all of your devices, your laptop, your iPad, everything?
Everything. Yes, ma'am.
Other than you, Miss Proudfoot, who is the last person that saw or heard Sebastian alive the Sunday before he went missing?
Two of his aunts, a cousin, and
Wait a minute, y'all. Listen. Oh, so two of his aunts and a cousin. And they ain't even been out there searching for Sebastian. It's two aunts and a cousin before he went missing.
the staff where we had dinner.
And that was at BJ's the night before or the bowling alley?
So BJ's, and then we went to the bowling alley, and then after the bowling alley, we went to dinner before coming home.
Y'all doing too much. You did too much. You did. You celebrated with your son as if you knew you weren't gonna see him no more. That's how, allegedly. That's how it seemed like you celebrated because you know you weren't gonna see him no more. So let me give him a good old time. All right, Auntie, y'all, they need to check your camp people house.
I want to follow up again on the dogs hitting. Earlier, Ms. Proudfoot had stated the dogs hit around the house, the barn, and at the retention pond. Is that correct?
I don't know about the barn, but I do know that they did track to the pond, yes.
Did the dogs also hit around the house?
Yes.
ma'am.
What? That were them two flashlights. I don't care what y'all said. That were those two flashlights was. So them dogs hit around outside of the house. That's how he got to the retention area. Wow. She knows somebody took him, and she know who took him allegedly.
Yes, ma'am.
Were they scent dogs or cadaver dogs?
They brought in both cadaver and tracking dogs.
Which dog hit, a cadaver dog or a scent dog?
Scent dog.
It's all been scent dogs that have hit. The cadaver dogs have not hit on anything that we know of.
What do you believe Sebastian was wearing when he disappeared? And would that have been what he slept in?
Yes. So the clothes, the black sweatpants with the white stripes and the long sleeve black shirt, that is what he went to bed in. And the reason that I believe he was still wearing those clothes is because when we searched, I did not find those clothes in the house. So I have to assume that that's what he was still wearing.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Did you say that's what he wore when he went to bed?
Yes, ma'am.
Joining us right now, in addition to Katie Proudfoot and Chris Proudfoot, the bio mom and stepdad of Sebastian, an all-star panel. First to Brian Trasher joining us, Vice President of the Cajun Navy, who has joined the search. Brian, thank you for being with us. Who asked you to join the search?
Well, we had deployed a team up to Nashville, Tennessee last week in response to the missing college student, Riley Strain. And we stayed up there until he was found. While we were in the area, we had a lot of people reaching out to us on social media saying that there was a young boy who had been missing for several weeks that was only about 20 miles away from where we were. So we talked to a few people, got some information, and decided to deploy part of our team that was already up there to Sumter County to investigate and see what we could do to help out.
You went on your own. Were you asked to join?
No.
We were asked to join. I'm not sure who some of our people talk to, but we get requests all the time, and we'll reach out. We'll try to get either a family member or a close friend of the family, just so we know we're talking to people connected to the family. and somebody had reached out and asked us to join since we already had assets so close to Sumner County.
Tell me what you have been doing, Brian Trasher. Everyone with me, the VP of the Cajun Navy, who has joined in the search. You can find them at CajunNavyRelief.com. Brian, tell me what you guys have been doing.
Just Rover, the United Cajun Navy, were the original group that everybody hears about. There's other groups that use the Cajun Navy name to try to fundraise off of our efforts. Cajun Navy Relief is not affiliated with us at all. We are.
See, y'all can destroy the investigation.
We're the original. We're the real ones.
Again, what exactly have you been doing on the search?
So we've had a canine, our own canine team who was already participating in the search for Riley Strain up there searching around. We've talked with the lead investigator with Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Agent Simmons. We've talked a lot with him and trying to coordinate efforts because we always try to coordinate law enforcement and make sure we're not getting in the way, duplicating efforts or putting out any.
You know what, Mr. Trasher, let me just cut the chase here. Isn't it true that this weekend, pursuant to your search, that cadaver dogs hit in an area that had been closed off because of a prior hurricane, and it is on federal property? Bones and other items were found at that time. I found that very odd, as it would relate to Sebastian. Even if it was Sebastian, his body would not have been skeletonized at this time. Can you tell me now that what was found over the weekend is not connected to Sebastian? Yes, no?
No.
Not
No,
connected to
That
Sebastian.
hit was, that's correct. That hit was not connected to Sebastian.
Wow.
Okay. Joining me also, in addition to Brian Trasher, who
crazy.
has been leading the Cajun Navy in its search for Sebastian. Hold on, Brian. Other than those hits, have there been any other dog hits in and around the home or elsewhere?
Not from our canine team.
I'm very concerned, Brian, as you can imagine, because LA law enforcement has stated there were no canine hits outside the home, which I find very, very disturbing. Because if he had gone outside, particularly barefoot, there would definitely have been a scent trail.
Right.
Now, we're hearing from the Proudfoots that there was a hit around that retention pond. How far is that pond from your home, Mr. Proudfoot?
Less than probably half a mile if you walk the whole
Look how
path.
she looking.
Is it through wooded area? Would he have had to walk through the woods to get there?
No, ma'am. You can actually walk either the main road or the subdivision. So the construction site is a subdivision, new addition that's being built, and they have a road that's going to be tied into our subdivision. So you could actually walk up that way, or you could walk to the main road and walk into it.
Did Sebastian ever sleepwalk?
No, ma'am.
So he would have had to leave the house undetected by Katie and walk all the way to that retention pond. Did the dogs follow the trail a half a mile?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
They followed the trail all the way to that.
Wait a minute. What? They followed the trail all the way to the retention. Somebody lying. You sure you telling the truth, mister? What? Somebody lying. Somebody, I don't know, somebody lying.
Retention pond?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very curious, as they are saying the dogs didn't pick anything
That's
up.
right.
Back to you, Brian Trasher. Did you guys search anywhere other than that federal property where the false positive was? Yes, no?
No.
Joining me is Courtney Lasky, high-profile behavior analyst, autism expert, chief clinical officer with Little Starts Therapy. Courtney, thank you for being with us. At this juncture, we know Sebastian to be most likely with people he doesn't know, if in fact he is still alive. How would that affect a young boy with autism?
It would affect him greatly. Based on the diagnosis of autism, we know that they typically have deficits with communication, social skills, and they display some rigid and repetitive behaviors. If, in fact, he is with someone else who does not know him well, that would be entirely out of his routine. He could be engaging in behaviors that he hasn't engaged in before. He could be looking for an escape. He could be looking to get out of those aversive situations. We know that not every autistic individual will wander, but those who do wander, 36%, it's to
Look like
get
a
out
daddy
of,
right there.
an aversive situation. It's to get away from something that's overwhelming or overstimulating to them.
Ms. Proudfoot, does he know your phone number? Can he call you if he could get access to a phone?
We have gone over my phone number. I don't know that in a high stress time he would remember it, but yes, I have taught him my phone number.
Was he ever allowed to go visit friends' homes?
He didn't get invited, but had he been, yes, we have had.
See, it's somebody got that boy doing something mentally he ain't supposed to be doing because of the things that he going through. That boy, Sebastian been through a lot, y'all. Oh, baby.
Play dates in the past.
Would he go there on foot?
No, ma'am.
Joining me now is Lauren Conlon, investigative journalist, host of the Outlier podcast, host of Corruption, What Happened to Grant Solomon, and you can find her at laurenconlon.com. Lauren, thank you so much for being with us. What can you tell me about that stretch of road, if anything, between Sebastian's home and that retention pond?
Well, look, Nancy, I mean, I think like everything else about this case, it is very confusing because the public hasn't heard much from the police. We haven't heard much from the Proudfoots, obviously, when it comes to that, or Seth Rogers. And now I'm learning a lot here as I hear Chris Proudfoot say, okay, we can't speak about this because of law enforcement. And now with the Cajun Navy coming in, I think a lot of us are very excited that they are going to basically canvass this road. And they are actually telling civilians to hang back. Nobody needs to search this anymore. You need to stop. You need to stop helping and let us work with law enforcement and take over. Now, I called the Sumner County Sheriff's Office yesterday because of all the misinformation going around. And I gotta be honest with you, they didn't even know what was going on with this road, with the recreation search. They were either very elusive or they were very confused. But either way, it's very concerning because the people, and as well as myself, I don't live in Tennessee. I cover a lot of Tennessee. We are very concerned for Sebastian. We are very concerned. And so,
okay, so let me just stop you right there, Ms. Conlon. Ms. Conlon, everyone is concerned, but let me remind everyone that law enforcement is under no duty at all to tell us or anybody else, including the Proudfoots,
that's right,
anything. They are not representing the Proudfoots. They are representing justice. And they will do what they have to do. The fact that they're not giving us a blow by blow
telling us
is
nothing.
their business. Does it mean they're stymied? I don't know. Does it mean they know more than we think they do? I don't know the answer to that. But just because they're not releasing an ongoing investigative file,
that's right,
is not a concern to me. At this juncture, I am collecting facts in the best way I know how. Now, regarding that route from the Proudfoot home to the retention pond, is it your understanding, Lauren Conlon, that there were no hits by scent or cadaver dogs along that route?
Correct, Nancy. It is my understanding there were no hits from the dogs.
It is very confusing. It's
It
confusing.
sure is.
You know, sometimes, Lauren, when we try to put together a puzzle, but we're missing a few pieces and we don't know what piece we're missing, you can't put the puzzle together.
Can't put it together.
We're missing things from this puzzle. And right now, I'm on a fact-finding mission. I am pointing the finger at no one because I want to find Sebastian. I want to go to Dr. Jory Clausen joining me. And guys, again, please, Proudfoots, Trasher, Lasky, Conlon, jump in if you have a thought or you want to contradict, because a lot of this is elusive. We don't know everything.
That mother knows.
Joining us.
That mother knows.
Former law enforcement, now faculty, St. Leo University, very well known psychologist and author of Operation SOS. You can find him at drjory.com. Dr. Jory, thank you for being with us. Many people have made much of the fact that when interviewed, the Proudfoots do not look at the camera. They look away. They don't cry. And they don't seem upset.
I noticed that.
That may or may not mean anything.
Yeah.
People can be very upset, crying, screaming, cursing. They have no emotion at all. They may be numb by the time interviews are happening. I'm very different. When I talk about my fiance's murder or I talk about my dad's death, I still cry. Even when I swear I'm not going to. But everyone reacts differently. I'm going to throw this directly to Mr. and Mrs. Proudfoot. Much has been made. I'll ask you to answer that.
Because by the time I realized my son was missing and I called my husband, at that point I was hysterical. I was at the point where I couldn't even form words anymore.
Let me see what she asked her. That lady is some, I don't care what nobody said. What threw me off is she said she sleeps in the bed. She sleeps in her room. That's what she told us. She was in her bedroom at first. That's what the mother said. Now the mom don't change the story, said she slept on the sofa. She's not being honest, truthful to us, because it's something happened.
That. And I'd like to hear your response. I'm not judging one way or the other. I'd like to hear your response.
So the fact of not looking at the camera all the time is because a picture of my son is sitting beside me, and I'm looking at him. As far as the crying thing, I have been crying off and on nonstop for a month.
No. I don't care what nobody said. When I first looked at this, I said she looked away from the camera and he looked at the camera. Now, if I noticed that and everybody else noticed that, it's the reason why she doing it. And it can't be because her son's sitting right there. She ought to be glad that her son right there and she can look right in that camera and speak for her son. No excuse. It seems like she's not protecting her son. To me, allegedly. You'll be glad to have your son picture right there, look right in that camera and say what you got to say about your son. You and himself ain't speaking up for me. Y'all ain't speaking up.
People have asked me, why did Miss Proudfoot not call 911 immediately? Here's your chance to answer that.
Please answer that.
Because by the time I realized my son was missing and I called my husband, at that point I was hysterical. You were hysterical.
I would have called 911 first. Now, I would have called my husband and said, you got so-and-so with you, but I know my son could have been with him because I know my husband out of town. So I would have dialed 911 first because I know my husband probably saying, did you already call 911? Hysterical. You supposed to be, if you were so scared, you should have been calling 911.
At the point where I couldn't even form words anymore, and my husband is the one who remained calm enough to call.
The only reason why you didn't call your husband is because you better not do nothing without your husband knowing about it. Your husband got to know everything you do. And you cannot call that police. Because you got to get permission. That's what it is. Tell the truth. You got to get permission from him to do everything. And that's what you did. You waited until he gave you the go on calling the police. Tell the truth.
All them.
She's scared,
And
y'all.
to be honest with you, Miss Grace, the way we live outside of city limits, so you don't call 911 because you get routed to a dispatching hub who asks what's your location, and then they route you to another dispatcher to talk to give this story. I cut all of that out and I called straight to the sheriff's department because they have jurisdiction of where we live. So sorry that I decided to bypass a few steps and go straight to the source where they responded within 10 minutes of the phone call being made.
Miss Proudfoot, that evening, were you drinking?
Thank you. Say
No,
something.
ma'am.
Had you used any type of drug?
Oh, ain't that something? I've been saying that the thing. She ain't gonna tell you that she used no kind of drugs. She's scared of that man. When that man ain't around her, she probably showing out in that house. It ain't different when her husband come home. That lady do something.
At all, even OTC, over the counter.
No, ma'am.
Yes, you do.
And you had no argument with Sebastian that night.
No, ma'am.
She ain't
You
say that.
stated you put the dogs away into a crate before you went to bed. Is the crate located near the exit, near a door?
No, ma'am.
Well, you-
Would the dogs have barked if there had been an
That's what I
intruder or if
said.
Sebastian had left?
The dogs don't typically bark at me and Sebastian because they're used to us. Even if we get up, we come around, they don't typically bark. Strangers, they do tend to bark, at least for a minute or two.
Oh, no. Those terrier dogs that you have, those little Yorkie dogs, you can't tell me they don't bark and they don't move. Okay, where you keep those out? That lady ain't telling the truth, y'all. I'm gonna let her say this and then she ain't telling the truth.
Attention. But no, ma'am, they don't typically bark at Sebastian and myself or Christopher.
What kind of dogs are they?
Morkies.
Didn't I just say that? I had one. That dog, but please. That dog loves Sebastian. And he would have been barking. Out. Honey, please. Girl, tell me another story.
Question, where is their crate located?
In the area near my sunroom.
Didn't I tell y'all? I knew them dogs were in that boy room. And they gonna move. My son got two of them little dogs just like Sebastian. And they know when he get up and go to work. Come on, y'all. I know them dogs heard Sebastian in that room. She ain't telling the truth. I'm sorry.
By the
In
kitchen.
your son's, okay, hold on. Is
No,
it
son.
outside your son's room?
No, ma'am, not
Sunroom.
Sebastian's room. Son, yeah, yes, ma'am.
The
Son room.
And that's not near the door?
No, ma'am.
Not near the front door.
It's near my back door, but not any of the other doors.
Yes, from what I've seen the layout of the home, it is near the back door, and they would have heard someone coming in and out that back door, correct?
That's right. I'm gonna tell you something. That man right there trying to tell y'all something. But she responsible. Y'all bet y'all. Boy, I hope they find that. I hope they tell the truth. Somebody come out and tell the truth. That lady know more than what that mother know more, y'all. That mother know more. And appreciate y'all watching. Y'all I'll be back later on. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all morning, evening, noon, night, or day. Love y'all. Thanks for watching.